Okay, today we have another beer from Yards Brewing Company in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This is another Ales of the Revolution beer. This is their Tavern Spruce. Goes along with their Tavern Porter and I believe their Tavern Ale. This one is a Ben Franklin beer, and it's the lowest ABV of the Ales of the Revolution that Yards produces. Poor Richard's Tavern Spruce comes into us at 5% ABV. It is classified on Beer Advocate as a herbed/spice beer. It's been around for a little while. It's a year-round brew from Yards, and it's at least been around since the early 2000s. I think the Beer Advocate, the first review on Beer Advocate came out in 2003, so it's been around for a little while. And they say that this beer is based on Ben Franklin's original recipe. It contains barley, molasses, and an essence of spruce, which the spruce clippings were sourced from a local organic farmer and then steeped into a kettle to produce this. Also brewed with sprigs as well. Sprigs, molasses, spruce tips. So a very, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word for sylvan? Is it sylvan? Is that the, I remember it from English class back in like 10th grade. Sylvan means tree-like. So very, very in tune with nature. Kind of like the elves living in Lord of the Rings or something like that, maybe. I don't know. But can't wait to get into this. I've never had one of these. So, I don't know. Looking for an interesting taste, indeed. Bought a variety pack for my daughter's one-year birthday party for people to come over and have. And had an abundance of this left over. And my dad, who's not a fan of anything but Yingling, I said, hey, you know, maybe this is something that he might like. Not the case, but maybe I'll like it. I don't know. Pour it into this Victory Donnybrook Stout glass, and we'll see what we got here as far as appearance. I'm telling you what, the look on this beer just screams to me molasses. It is a slow pour, not much head at all. On this very, very thin film of head. Can kind of see through it a little bit, but just a very caramelized, molasses, slow look to this beer, as you can see in the pour. Any alcohol legs wouldn't be too much because it's 5% ABV. But I'm just looking at more of a body to this beer, more into it that doesn't basically translate to alcohol. It looks like. So let's get the aroma now of Victory, not Victory, Yards. I got Victory on the mind. I've been doing so many Victory reviews. Poor Richard's Tavern Spruce. Of course, Poor Richard's Almanac. Probably named after that. Oh, man. Ooh, interesting. Whoa. You know what? I almost had a hint of coffee, and it really knocked me for a loop, but I think it's actually the spruce smell kind of mingling with some of the other spices here. And I am getting kind of a barley, molasses kind of scent. But on first whiff, if you think, oh, coffee, like right away, your first reaction is coffee, you're not alone, because that's exactly what I thought, which knocked me for a loop because there's nothing coffee about this beer whatsoever. Honey tree. That's how I would define the smell of this beer. So let's get the taste. I mean, I'm a little disappointed, I will say, of the head, and the appearance is kind of flat on this beer. But let's get the taste. Very interesting. Very sugary molasses. I'm getting the molasses taste and the sylvan kind of taste to this beer, using that vocabulary word that I've never used probably since I was 16. It is heavy. It's a heavy 5% ABV beer. It's not a light one. This is one of those beers you could drink when you're out Not worry about getting too inebriated because you'll probably get full before you do. It tastes like a winter warmer, maybe. Very wintry. Getting a little bit of a peppery kind of sensation from the taste. Very, 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 very faint cloven kind of sensation too. A little too tree-like, and I don't know if I like the way the spruce kind of intermingles with the molasses aspect. But not bad. I mean, it really is a good try and a really good good experiment. So I'm going to go ahead and give Yards Brewing Poor Richard's Tavern Spruce. I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. Knock off a little bit, mostly for the appearance. It appears to be a flat beer. It's a little bit too prevalent on the molasses smell. Weird coffee aroma to it, and a heavy taste that's a little heavier than what it should be, probably. But a decent experiment. It's just one of those beers that you just, I don't know about having more than one. So that's Yards Brewing Company's Poor Richard's Tavern Spruce, 6.5 out of 10.